problem you need to solve at intermediate is, how do I consistently get the first topspin on the table, no matter what they give me? If you're a table tennis player who struggles with unorthodox, awkward opponents, you just need two things. Understand the nuances of what they're doing, and you need to have solutions to know how to win ugly and handle the awkward stuff they give you.
In this 3-part series, I'm going to be going full depth into the common mistakes, many of them that my student Tech and most likely you are making against these awkward, dodgy opponents, and how to overcome them. In this specific part 1 video, I'm going to go through some of the biggest silent killers that are costing you a lot of matches and progress that you're not aware of. So make sure you're watching this video until the very end to learn all the juicy info that I wish I knew way earlier and had to pay for with a lot of money and experience.
I'm going to show you 2 sets with me breaking these down, analyzing them in depth. One is of my student Tech Woon Tan, international student of mine from Singapore. The other one is me playing a set against the same opponent. This opponent, James, he's one of the most unorthodox, awkward, cunning opponents in the local club. Why listen to me in the first place? I'm a 2-time Olympian who represented Australia. I've also been a coach for over 13 years, so this has been a long journey as well. So first point here. All right, let's watch again what happened, right? So a long serve with no spin, which is trickier than most people think. They either are too chicken to hit it with topspin, or they either hit it out, right? So Tech here has done really well to topspin that ball. I wouldn't have done anything different if I was in his position, right? James, we have to look at it case by case, right? Because table tennis, when you jump out into a match, it is about beating the guy in front of you. So James here has a great forehand block, which most players do not, right? I'm going to talk a bit more about that in depth. But James has a great forehand block. So Tech spun into his middle pocket, which that for most awkward players, for most players, that would work against them, right? He played a pretty good topspin. He's still got a heavy topspin against a no-spin serve. And guys, no-spin serves, if we look at it as a spectrum, here's backspin, here's topspin. No spin is more around there. It's very close to topspin, right? Contrary to popular belief. This is why when someone pushes and it's empty, a lot of you guys topspin and it goes off the end. Or because you sense that might happen, you're too chicken to topspin, and then you start pushing and pushing, right? So Tech did the right thing here. It's this second ball here. This is where, and he knows it's a common problem. Here's the thing, guys. Unless you're already a semi-pro or a pro watching, you likely have a lot of skill issues. Now, pressure is not this thing where it's like, oh, pressure's the only reason you lose. Guys, I know it feels that way, and I used to believe this was the case too. But pressure is like, you're a human being. You're always going to feel pressure. You're always going to jump out into matches. You're not going to want to lose, and you're going to want to win. Embrace it. This is a normal human emotion. So when you go into matches and you just don't get the match results you think you deserve, understand that pressure's never going to go away. It's not a bad thing. It's a normal thing. You want to learn how to play well in spite of pressure, not remove pressure. That's not realistic, right? It's like saying don't eat for 10 hours and then expect to not be hungry. It's like, that's ridiculous, right? It's wired into us to eat to survive, right? So this is a skill set issue. And with 100, not 99, 100% of you guys watching who feel training is good but matches are bad, it's a skill set issue, right? I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I'm also not sorry, but it's the truth, right? It's just the truth I had to learn the long way and the hard way. So with this ball, I would have been tighter here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to stand up and show you. I would have been tighter here. Think about it like this, right? In table tennis, when you get a slow ball, they're awkward because you need to do a lot more of the creating with here and here and play a much bigger stroke, right? I'm gonna talk about this in depth, right? So in table tennis, right, we get taught this is the forehand topspin, and for an absolute beginner, that is great, right? Now, I've got my little tool here. So if I'm coaching a beginner, if you're coaching a beginner, right, and you say, and they just go like that, like that's doing this and spinning the ball is not an everyday natural movement, right? It's specific to table tennis, right? Table tennis, you need to get this, the rubber brushing the ball to spin it. Fact, right? You need fingers and wrist. You need racket motion. It needs to have racket surface area brushing the ball. If you that's not going to spin the ball, right? So you need to get that to spin the ball. That's really the essence of why I still use this cue as well. I tell beginners to do that, right? And they tell them to finish at the head, something like that. Your coaches have probably taught you that. It's not inherently bad, right? If that's what it takes for a beginner, on a medium pace ball, that's medium height, if that's what it takes for them to spin the ball, then great, right? Success. That they have moved from absolute beginner to, medium level beginner. Here's where a lot of you guys get stuck, right? Because you're intermediate. You're either low intermediate, you're medium intermediate, or you're high intermediate, right? Higher intermediates, you might have moved on from this issue. Maybe not, right? Now, you can't use this swing on every single shot. I know it feels good when someone blocks to you, especially a good level coach who blocks clean, right? Clean. And then you do this and it feels great. You're like, man, I'm sweating, I'm improving. But when the ball comes slower, you struggle because you don't know how to see it, identify it, recognize it, and then be like, right? You also don't know how, this is what secretly kills a lot of players. The ball comes faster. You don't know that you can't, even this, right? You can't even afford a lot of those times to go like this. For that specific shot, your backswing is going to be too much, right? Because you've got a lot of speed. Like, here's the thing. Someone can give you a ball that's quick, but not powerful. If they give you a ball that's powerful, like bam or boom, it's going to be quick. Like, it can't be powerful without being quick. But let's say you play against a flip or a quick block. It certainly can be quick without being powerful. Now, these are the deceptive ones because you don't have the liberty to now go like that, right? Now, I get it. We see Marlon warming up. They take a step back and they go huge. But I guarantee you, if you watch closely, if they get a quicker than usual ball, if they get a ball that's quicker than normal, they know to switch on their body and then play this sort of topspin. Now, I'm going to explain this a little bit, right? Now, imagine you're a boxer for a second. Now, boxers get hit in the face, so respect, right? But the physics, the mechanics of it is actually not that different. If you, as a boxer, are doing the punching, if someone's down and you have a swing, you're not going to do a light jab, right? You're going to go whoosh. You're not going to be super tight because you're the one winding up and creating energy and boom. But imagine if someone's about to hit you. You're not going to be relaxed here, right? Now, this is why I hate when coaches say, always relax. It's terrible advice. Even very good professionals say it. It's because even when I was a professional and I wasn't a good coach, they do what they do so well that it's subconscious. They can't explain it in depth. They can't explain the conscious steps of how to do it. Now, this is something only because I've failed so much as a coach in my first 5-6 years. Now I've been able to do it because I've been taught. Like, people are paying me to teach them how to do this stuff. So I had no choice but to learn how to be good at it, right? So what I learned is you have to tighten here. If someone gives you a fast ball, it's essentially them, like a boxer, punching you in the gut, except they're sending you a tail tennis ball. So if a boxer hits you in the gut and you're relaxed, it's going to hurt, right? Now, if you go like this and brace, it's not going to hurt as much. You're going to be able to absorb it to some level. That's what you want to do in a fastball, right? Fastball comes on, you want to be with your legs and your core ready, and then pop, right? You don't get the liberty to even do this a lot of the time. Professionals can break the rules because they're better at seeing and judging how much time they have or don't have. When you're first learning this, you can't do that, right? All of you guys watching, I dare say all of you guys watching have this issue, right? In a game, when a ball comes faster, you're like, nah, I'm just going to block. Because your brain senses, crap, I don't have time. I'm just going to block. That ball, I don't have time. I'm just going to block. That ball, if you learn this skill, you could have been like that, right?
Let's quickly analyze me and Timo Boll doing this. So Timo Boll, we're warming up, he's kicking it at me. And see, for me, this is a shortened shot, right? This is a shortened stroke. I'm a good distance away from the table. Then I hit into his middle accidentally. He gives me a slower ball. And see, I play a larger shot, right? So you need to be adapting all the time. You can't use the one size shot for everything. That's probably the number one biggest mistake non-pros make. So there you go. There it is. So at this level, it makes no sense to just warm up with no variation, with no kick. It's almost like if we didn't do the warm up, it wouldn't matter that much. So Timo gives me some kick, knowing that I can keep up with it. He gives me a slower ball here into my middle. I'd already tossed me like 30 balls at this point, but the fact that I missed it is because I didn't move to the left in time, not to do with my shot size. But you see, I did try to go larger because my mind and eye see it as, oh, I have more time.
Now, this is something I have taught Tech. Just because he's able to do it sometimes doesn't mean he's able to always do it.
Hey guys, real quick. So if you've been enjoying this video, you found it really helpful and enlightening, and you want to work with me one-on-one so that we can really fast track your improvement, really take all the guesswork out, make sure I'm watching you so you're doing all this stuff correctly, you know what your problems are, and your improvement overall for match results just becomes a lot quicker, then join my wait list to be coached by me one-on-one, because I am full for 2025, but I'm opening spots up for 2026. There is already a wait list, but If you are interested, even just remotely, register. It's free. It's free to register, not free to get coaching from me, but it's free to register. And if you're someone who's willing to be coachable, you're willing to invest in yourself, and you want to improve your toughness with me helping you, go to the link in the description, go to the link in the comments. I will put the registration form there. And if a spot opens up, I will contact you to discuss and see if it's a fit for us two to work together. Now back to the video, so enjoy the rest.
This is still a bad habit. Like, Tech looks young. He takes care of himself. He's 50 years old, right? So he's not old, but he's certainly not a spring chicken, right? So, like, more to the point of what I'm trying to say is he's had a long history of coaches teaching him incorrect stuff, and this is a bad habit. He stands up. He's also not physically the strongest. So I got him to work with the personal trainers I work with. Now, I work with personal trainers who are world-class, right? Like, that's just me talking about how good they are. My goal is to become the best tennis player I can be now. So these guys were also the same coaches who helped me become an Olympian. So we'll prepare for the Olympics, right? So I can't help you with gym advice, but when it comes to table tennis, that's my thing, right? So I don't know if, like, I know Tech needs to stay down much more often, and he needs to engage the core whenever someone gives him a speedy ball. But either way, that's what he has to be able to start doing. He has been able to start doing that, but you still see sometimes, just because he understands that doesn't, and any of you guys, just because you learn something doesn't mean you're able to start doing it straight away, right? There's a process, and this is what good coaching should be. You should be able to guide them through the steps. People need to be reminded just as much as they need to be coached, yeah? I firmly believe that. So if we watch this ball again, see that? He stood up. He didn't have any tension in his... So this guy, whether he knew it or not, he went quicker. Tech stayed close, which is good, right? I don't want him backing away from the table. He stood there. You see that, right? No tension in his legs. He's not staying down enough. His core's not engaged. And then, obviously, it makes it hard to do that. Now, here's the thing, guys. You can, the moment you're dealing with a fastball, if you hit the ball, your subconscious brain is like, oh, I don't have time. Right? Oh, I do have time. I can follow through more. Right? So there's no consequence for forward swinging. However, the moment you backswing too much on a specific ball, you're going to be like, oh, crap, I'm out of time. Edge, right? So here's where, when you guys are dealing with faster balls, cut the backswing, but forward swing as much as you can. Here, there was no forward swing, right? He ran out of time. He wasn't engaged. Good. So see this ball here? This ball here, yeah? Now, this is what a lot of you guys... We're still talking about adapting different shot sizes, right? Now, the same thing applies in the backhand. The same thing applies with backspin too. The same thing applies with depth. Oh. Right, so see that? A lot of you guys will do this, yeah? You'll use the same shot size with backhand topspin as well. Against backspin, you'll think there's a one-size-fits-all shot size. Now, that's just not the case, right? Let's see what happens. So he stood close to the table on receive, which I'm really happy about, right? In another video, I'll talk about how when you receive serve, staying back to try and deal with a deep ball is a huge mistake, right? It's one of the worst mistakes. But in this video, we're going to stick to this, right? So the guy serves a really good long serve, really deep, and Tech edges it. Not because he was standing close. I'll tell you why, right? Because that ball came deep. That ball came deep, and it shot up at this time. If he had have just used the depth and the speed and gone like that, something like this, right? Instead of going like that, he wouldn't have hit a big fat edge, right? So it's little tweaks like this that the professionals know that you guys don't. With that being said, we're going to end the video there. I hope you've been able to understand a lot more seeing a student of mine like Tech, who's probably in the shoes of you guys, typical mindset and skill set mistakes that you guys are making when it comes to beating these club level players. This year, I'm absolutely at capacity with coaching. I only take on 8 students every year because with every student, I analyze their matches. I make sure their problems and their underdeveloped strengths are also very clear. I do all the thinking. And then every drill that they do in training is set by me, right? Because training drills are to fix the problems that you have and to develop the strengths that are not good enough and not winning you enough free points, right? Then we go and test it against players that are awkward of a similar level and with me watching them, making sure they understand where each failure happened, why, where each success happened and why, so that it's inevitable that they can get into a match and they're going to be better. Now, if you are willing to invest in yourself, you're willing to be coached, you're willing to do the things that I tell you, and you want to see match level improvements, go to the description, go to the first pinned comments. I'm going to put the link to register to get coaching with me for 2026. For 2025, unfortunately, I am full. I'm at capacity. If I take on more than 8 students at a time, I'm not going to be able to do a good delivery of job. There's already a wait list. Join, and by expressing your interest, as soon as a spot opens up, I will reach out to you and discuss how I can best help you and if it's a fit. Until then, feel free to put down in the comments below what you liked, what you didn't like about the video, and what you want to see in the future videos. Love you guys. Peace out. Hemming Hu. See you then.